Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corner Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill. It's Wednesday 13.
This is Dad from Devil Driving.
This is Motorist from Quad. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
And we are back on Rabid Noise. That was The Void from Whitechapel's new album, Mark of the Blade. And joining us on the program now from the band is Zach Householder. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. It's crazy weather here right now. I know you guys are in the winter time, I guess. We're in the summer, and my power's out and everything. And just a huge storm just blew through. So,
nice.
Literally standing on the porch. It's burning up in my house, so I'm just standing on the porch.
Oh man, that's hectic. Yeah, it's pretty grim and frostbitten down here, but I'd rather that than the heat. That's for sure.
Yeah, you guys got some wicked heat up there for sure. We've been there a few times. The heat in Australia is no joke, man.
Yeah, it gets pretty brutal, dude. But I hope you get your power back soon, so you can get your aircon cranking.
It'll come back. Yeah, I know. I will live, but.
Oh, bummer, man. Well, dude, you're about to release album number 6, Mark of the Blade, on June 24, and it's killer, dude. It actually did a great job of keeping me awake on my long late-night drive last night. I just turned it up real loud.
Just had to have some kind of racket to listen to, right?
Yeah, man. It kept me up, kept me driving for an hour, and yeah, man, I absolutely love it. And it flows really well, too. Do you remember what song it was that kicked off the writing process and the vibe of the record?
Well, it was weird this time around. Sometimes we have a plan going into a record and sometimes we don't. And I think this time around, it was, we were kind of rushed again this time around just because of everybody's hectic schedules. Some people live far away. And I had a lot of material, and I've been sitting on for forever. And we just kind of compiled it, and literally, I guess 60% of the CD is just stuff that I had laying around, and we just kind of worked from there. It was like, here's like 6 or 7 skeletons, let's work from there. And we really didn't plan on having some singy stuff on this record. It really just there's a time and a place for it, and we just felt it this time, and we didn't plan on it happening. It just felt right. We didn't want it to ever feel rushed or not organic. So I think the building block of this record was just the skeletons I had. And then we just went from there, and we didn't, the color and the vibe of the record doesn't really start happening until you start getting farther along with it. So,
man, I like the melodic elements that are thrown in too. It really, really works, man.
I'm glad. I hope everybody else thinks that way, man. I'm proud of it, man. I think it's not too cookie cutter. It's not, cheesy. It's kind of like, I kind of like to compare it to like Catatonia-ish, kind of real depressing kind of singing, and even kind of Corey Taylor-ish kind of too, which Corey's a killer vocalist as well, and I think there's any style to mimic, it would be him, and the singer Catatonia, he's awesome. So, oh
man, that new Catatonia record is amazing. If you've heard it,
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. It's been in my CD player quite a bit lately, so.
Man, I love it. It's great to hear that there's that influence in there as well. And the song "Bring Me Home," which is one that you're probably referencing there. And that song has got so much heart, man. It's was that the one that sort of really sparked off that, influence to go experiment with the melodic stuff there?
Well, I think, that was one of Savage's songs. And, it was, we were like, man, this is really cool. It's a cool vibe. It's almost kind of like Deftonesy, and, it we were just kind of like, let's just give it a whirl and see what happens. So we literally just, Phil kind of had some ideas for vocal patterns, but, nothing really singing yet. And we just recorded it. And when everything kind of came together, Phil just said, hey, check this out, and just threw it down. And it was just like, well, that's magic right there. So, I mean, it just kind of happened. And I think, the song itself, especially the way Savage writes, like, I think it really, it pulled on some emotional strings for Phil, and gave him some fuel to write with it and make it emotional and, real personal. Phil does that on a few songs now, it seems like, and I think people can relate with it more.
Oh, I totally agree, man. I did. And, that song really stuck out to me. And even though, man, the album, it's still heavy. It's still got its brutal moments. And it's really hard to pick a favorite after spinning it a few times. But I do really like the track Venomous as well. And there's so much going on.
You know,
musically.
it's funny. People have. It's funny the people that have heard it. You know, because we're not really making that a single or anything, but you know, people that have heard it are just like, wow, that track's sick. So you know, I'm glad that song came off well. It was kind of a last minute song of a song that I had written, and it just, you know, we just decided to make it a song, and I'm glad it worked out. Phil definitely gets Phil gets real rappy over it, which is really cool if you ask me. So I like it when he does stuff like that. So
yeah, but it's like the verses, man. That's going to be, I think, vocally it'd be a mission to pull off live, and musically as well. I mean, there's spreading. Man, that sounds like a challenge. Are you guys going to be doing that one live?
Things we just see how that song goes over when the album comes out and what people say about it, and we usually always try, you know, we kind of usually try to pick a deep cut off the album and play it live and see how it goes, you know, but that's usually a little later down the road. It would definitely be a challenge for Phil as far as, you know, taking a breath and doing it. You know, it might be a song for some backup vocals to help him out there, you know, as far as one of me or somebody else on stage helping him out. So.
Well, man, of course, have you been jamming on any of these songs on the recent tour?
Yeah, we played some new ones. We played on the last little tour we did. We played Mark of the Blade and Tremors, because, you know, Tremors we figured would go over really well live. It would be kind of cool to do a song, you know, we haven't released yet and play it live that nobody's heard, just to get a little hype, because, you know, we hadn't done that since Exile. Like, you know, we literally played This is Exile before the album came out. We haven't done something like that since then. We thought, well, you know, screw it, let's try it again. And Tremors was really fun to play live. It's just super heavy and groovy and got a big chorus. And then this tour coming up for Warped Tour, I think we're going to play Elitist ones and probably keep Mark of the Blade in there.
That's sick, man. Yeah, Elitist ones is also a good one. There's so many good tracks on this album, man. It's really solid. You guys got to be damn proud of it. Hey?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, oh man, it's awesome. And well, your recent tour was called, of course, Decade of the Blade, which celebrates 10 years of the band. And I'm sure you guys have been through a hell of a lot together. Is there one memory, you know, of the time you've had with the guys that sticks out to you the most?
Man, you know, after you say it like that, after a decade, you know, some of that stuff kind of runs together. But I mean, I'm so bad at, like, I always think about a good answer for the questions like this after, you know, I get done with the interview. But no, I mean, honestly, with us, man, there's always one that sticks out with us when we first started touring. That, you know, it's back, you know, in 2008. I think it was 2008, and we, you know, GPSs weren't all that good back then, and this GPS literally took us down this road. It started off concrete, it turned to gravel, and turned to dirt, and then, you know, there was nowhere to turn around. We're in God's country, and we literally get to where we're in a field with grass coming up to our knees, and to the right, about 20 feet, is just a lake or river of water, and there's nowhere to turn around. Like, we literally had to empty the trailer so we could turn the trailer around by hand, and get the van, and, you know, kind of like literally mudding with the van and off road and get it around the trailer so we could pull it back out and go the other direction. It was a nightmare, but it was one I'll never forget.
At least you can laugh about it now. I'm sure at the time it was a different story.
Yeah. I mean, I was literally thinking if we couldn't get out of there, I was like, they would have to helicopter us out of there. So I don't know how they'd get, you know, the van or the trailer out of there. It was insane. It was nuts, but we made it work. We were young kids too, so. It's pretty nuts to think about. It's been 10 years, you know, but I mean, it's kind of flown by in a sense, but you know, it seems like it took a long time to get here, but as I look back, it's, you know, it's a lot of learning from your mistakes, man, you know, as far as this is a business and you learn how to not do things. And
yeah,
if anything, 10 years has told us that we're doing something right. So hopefully we keep doing it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. And you recently announced that you're going to be playing the massive Ozfest meets Notfest, which just looks insane, man. I mean, that's massive.
Oh, I can't wait, man. That's going to be an insane show. And we've done Notfest before, and I mean, let's be honest, dude. If you're not an elitist metalhead, then Slipknot's just awesome. You know, they're just killer. They're a great live band. They're just fun to watch and they're fun to listen to. And you know, and we did Mayhem with them in 2012, and I'm just stoked to do it again. And not to mention, you know, Ozfest, you know, it might be Ozzy's last show in California, you know, so we'll see what happens. But I'm excited for it, man. I can't wait. That's just going to be a sick show. Especially our boys Suicide Silence is on it, and it'll be there's a lot of other good bands on it too. It'll be a stacked lineup.
Oh man, look, and Combi Christ are on there as well, I believe. Which
oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Man, they have you ever seen them live?
I haven't seen them live. I heard they were a killer live show though.
Yeah, man, they were definitely worth checking out. Man, I would do anything to go to that gig and just party with you guys.
Well,
you know,
it would be it's going to be insane, man.
And well, apart from that, are you guys got plans to come down here? Have you got plans to come and party with us down in Australia?
We've only planned out, up until November of this year. I know in November we're doing stuff in Europe, but as far as next year goes, it's free. It's open. It's free reign for us. So it's starting next year. So what we're probably going to do is, during the wintertime, since we, it's kind of dangerous to do a full U.S. tour in the winter with the Rockies and them being so cold and icy and going up to Canada and stuff. So we try to do stuff in the Southern Hemisphere. So if we're coming down there, it'll be, the wintertime here. So it'll be next year sometime, beginning of your all's New Year. So
that's our summer.
There's sometime after that anyway. Yeah. That'll be your summer, yeah.
At least you can come down here for barbecues and beers and the beach and stuff while you're down here.
Australia's hands down. Australia is one of my favorite places I've been, and I've been there. Let's see here, I think 4 times now, and I can't get enough Australia, man. If I could get a job and move there, I would. It's just everything's kind of pricey there for. If you don't have something set up, but I love it there, man. I can't get enough of Australia. So,
well, man, we can't get enough of Whitechapel. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to see you guys soon because that would be awesome to see you guys again.
Agreed. Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome, man. Well, we're going to go to the track Mark of the Blade now. Thanks for hanging with us tonight, man, and all the best to you guys for the rest of the year and the release of the album.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for the kind words on the album. We'll hopefully see you Aussie soon. So. Keep your fingers crossed.